The perpetual victimhood of a billionaire. Hello friends, welcome or welcome back. I'm getting ready for an appointment. I was gonna go live this morning and I was like, I don't want to go live for like 45 minutes and either have it just be a really short live stream or worse, I lose track of time and end up being late for the appointment. So here we are, putting makeup on and talking about the life, a showgirl. For the first time since Reputation came out, I couldn't give less of a hoot about this album. But the things people are saying online, that's where my special interest lies. I enjoy Taylor Swift as a topic. A fascinating specimen she is. Over the years, I've seen a lot of stuff in her music to connect with and relate to. And there's just like no forgiving some of the lyrics. Like in older albums, and in this new one. Some of my guesses were close, but nothing could have prepared me for what was delivered to us. Oh, there's a wasp outside my window. Oh, they're gonna start being mean soon, because it's autumn. Autumn! I've listened to The Life of a Showgirl twice. The night that it was released, and then in the car a couple days ago when I was driving around the city. I don't feel compelled to listen to it again, and that's okay. There's things that I like about it, but the things that I like about it, I can just get from the songs that she sampled without crediting. So it's interesting to watch people realize in real time that releasing multiple versions of the same album beyond the Taylor's version. I'm not talking about Taylor's version and the masters. She's still talking about it, but that's not what I'm talking about right now. I saw somebody online say that altogether with every variation and each like type of physical media like record, CD, cassette, she's released 24 variations of The Life of a Showgirl, including the 4 different versions that have 2 acoustic songs on them each. And if you want to hear all the acoustic songs, you have to buy all 4 CDs. It's out of hand, and it's been out of hand for a long time, but it's interesting to watch the train come off the tracks. And people are like, you know what? No, I can't even afford to pay my rent. How am I gonna buy a cardigan and 18 different records? Come on. My partner mentioned to me yesterday that the album, he knows it's not good, or at least that I'm not enjoying it because he hasn't heard any songs from it yet. Which is true. Taylor Swift is in my repertoire when I just hit shuffle on YouTube Music, my mix or whatever that it puts together for me. There's usually a lot of Taylor Swift in there because over the years I've found a lot to connect to with her lyrics. What's a good example? A song that I don't necessarily think is good, but that like I've connected to previously. There's several. I'm spilling my coffee, as always. Vigilante that's not a good song, in my humble opinion. Those songs play quite frequently on my shuffle because I have intentionally played them in the past, because when you're fighting for something, sometimes you need like righteous female rage, you know? But that can be found in other places. I connect with Taylor Swift's music personally, I believe, because in the like MySpace days when her first album was coming out, blah, 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 that's when I was young. 15 came out when I was around 15. Just like with the Harry Potter books, I aged up with her music. But the thing that fascinates me, it's like I get older, but the music that Taylor Swift puts out stays exactly the same. And as a person living on the autism spectrum, I really do enjoy sameness. So like the stuff I connected to when I was young brings nostalgia and whatever. So you know how every generation is like, the only good music came out when I was a teenager. Why is that? It's because we're emotionally connecting to... I digress. I am fascinated by the fact that she's still writing music about high school, and we're 35 now. Mid-30s. I've seen people online really fixating on the fact that Beyonce put out Lemonade when she was the same age. It's interesting to me that, how do I put this into words? The perpetual victimhood of a billionaire. It's fascinating, you know? She's on top of the world, but if you're on top of the world, do you have to punch down and pick a fight? Ugh, I want to keep my hairs out of my face. From my understanding, only person who was credited as a songwriter other than herself and those two producers she worked with on this album, who wrote it all by ourselves, just the three of us, was George Michael, her father figure. I can make deals with the devil because my dick's bigger. Anyway, congratulations to George Michael's estate for the writing credits on that song. But what about everything else? If I had to use one word to describe this album, it would be derivative. Is that the right word? I hope it means what I think it means, because I'm gonna stand on business. Derivative. The first thing I thought with multiple songs on the album is, oh, interesting, she sampled XYZ song. What's that, I Want You Back or whatever by the Jackson 5? Cool by the Jonas Brothers. Has anybody talked about how Knock on Wood was also already a song? I feel like that person's estate could probably get something in the writing credit thing, because that's the type of thing Taylor Swift would do. She would be like, actually, you were inspired by me, so you need to give me a writing credit and profits. And then it worked. Weezer, that song also kind of sounded like Olivia Rodrigo, who I hope she's having a great day today. I hope Taylor Swift is also having a great day. But I also hope she gets a grip one day, you know? I need to make a whole separate video about Eldest Daughter. That one, I'm just sitting here talking. I don't have any thoughts or notes written down. But Eldest Daughter, just like in my own family, Eldest Daughter is disappointing. I'm allowed to say that because I am the eldest daughter in my family. Chill, it's fine. The internet lingo. Achoo! 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 Excuse me. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. I'm allergic to that song. Ugh, it's just fascinating to me though. Something that excites me about this album release specifically is that I've seen a lot of people talking about overconsumption because of all the different versions of the albums that she's released. And I'm not even fully convinced that she's done yet. I suspect another countdown or something will go up on her website and be like, oh, there's another version coming, because it's all about making money like it has been for a long time. It has been the whole time. The music industry is just that, an industry, a business. And if you know anything about her family, you know that they know about business. And they specifically set it up for her to climb to the top. But there's a lot that I find interesting. There's a mirror over here, by the way, that's why I'm looking over there. It's really interesting that now that she's at the top, she's scared that other people are gonna knock her down, so she has to kick them off of her ankles. There didn't need to be any conflict. We've all known, even when she had a girl gang, that Taylor Swift is not a girl's girl, and that's okay. I'm afraid to say anything. Swifties, you know, but they're not doing their usual thing with this album, which says a lot. The song Wood, to me, feels like she saw what Sabrina Carpenter was doing and was like, haha, give me a turn, and then fumbled the ball, as they would say in her fiancé's industry. Do I even want to have my hair braided today? I don't have hair ties in here, so I found bobby pins though. So that'll do. It was fascinating after all of the marketing being like, showgirl, 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 a look behind the curtain. The only curtains we gotta look behind, you know what, don't forget it. It just doesn't seem like the album that she was saying it would be. From my understanding, this album was made while she was on her world tour. It shows in the final product, in my opinion. It's fascinating to me how her whole shtick is, pay artists fairly, give me credit for my work even if I didn't do anything. And then she's out here fully leaning on samples as a crutch for this album, and then not crediting the mostly people of color that she has sampled. Oh, it ain't over till it's over. Whatever song, that one, is it Lenny Kravitz? The beginning of the song, Ruin the Friendship, exactly has the same as it, the bass or whatever, of the boom, 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 boom. Listen, there's also in Opalite the ooh-ah-oh. I'm pretty sure it's from the be my little baby. And it's interesting how, it's just interesting. I'm not the person to be speaking on that specifically, but I've seen a lot of people doing so online, and that's where my special interest lies. Thank you everybody talking about all of the stuff this week and keeping my brain absorbing information about the Swifties and the tides that are turning, and like I'm gonna say it, people are talking about microaggressions. I'm not the person to talk about that. And I'm listening. Someone that I used to follow because I enjoyed their like sustainability content and stuff made a video talking about how like, oh, don't criticize Taylor Swift. The world is dark. We're allowed to have fun. Buy physical media. Buy all of it. And that's fine. That's fine. But like, it's such a deviation from what this person said their values were for years. But for Taylor Swift, they're willing to make an exception. And I've seen all kinds of stuff like that online forever. I've probably been guilty of it too, where it's like almost, I don't mean to use like internet buzzwords, but like it strikes me as like pick me behavior. Like the billionaire is not going to notice that you're the #1 Swiftie and praise you for abandoning your beliefs and values to support her new record and the 24 physical variations of it that exist. It's just interesting. It's interesting. I'm gonna put on chapstick today instead of lipstick, so I'm gonna call that done. But I'm also not gonna have my hair braided today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and watching me figure out what to do with my hands. And this is just what my hair is gonna look like today. What do you think about Taylor Swift's new album? Please don't think that I'm like, anybody who listens to it and enjoys it can, like, that's not what's happening here at all. I have the same feelings about Taylor Swift and her music as I always have. I heard this album and my first thought was, yeah, that's a Taylor Swift album. My second thought was derivative. That's the word I would use to describe it. That wasn't my actual second thought, but like, there's a lot of samples on this. And a lot of people are saying that she didn't credit anyone but George Michael on the physical copies that have already been distributed. So it's interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing how this unfolds. And she obviously has a good lawyer, and I'm presuming she'll need it. Them. A lawyer is a person, not an object. I digress. What are your thoughts on this album? Miss Swift as a whole? Miss Swift talking about her whole? Anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with me while I get ready to go into the world. Whatever you get up to today, I hope it is a great success. I hope the weather is just how you enjoy it in the city that you live in. Don't forget to be kind to yourself and others today, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!